शङ्करांश भूम शङ्करार्यपीठसद्गुरुन् शुद्धसत्त्वभासुरान् सुवर्त्मनीतभूसुरान् सर्वभूतसौख्यदान् क्षमाकरान् यतीश्वरान्।
पुराणालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं श्रीगुरुचरणद्वन्द्वं वन्देऽहं मतितदुस्सहद्वन्द्वं भ्रान्तिग्रहोपशान्तिं पांसुमयं यस्य भसितमातनुते। In this Svatmanirupanam, we are now entering into the topic of Panchakosha Viveka, which starts from the 6th shloka. No, not 6th one, the 7th, 8th shloka. 8th shloka onwards, the topic of Panchakosha Viveka is taken up here. Nanu koshanam vivechanena kim phalam ityataha. So in the previous shloka, it was said that those who are given to Panchakosha Viveka, for them the Pancha Kleshas, that is the Avidya, Asmita, Raga, Dvesha, Abhinivesha, which are all named in the Patanjali Yoga Sutras as the 5 afflictions that a living being will definitely have, and there is no relief from that unless he gets Atma-jnanam and becomes liberated. So these 5 kleshas means afflictions only. They will not be there for a person who is an adept in the Panchakosha Viveka. So that claim was made. Now the text now sets about with the actual method of the Panchakosha Viveka, with giving reasoning and all that. So nanu koshanam vivechanena kim phalam ityataha anna prana manomaya vijnana ananda panchakoshanam ekaikantara bhajam bhajati vivekat prakashatam atma. So in the first shloka, he is naming the 5 koshas and then gives a broad view of how the koshas are related to each other and what is the benefit of engaging into this viveka. So annamaya, pranamaya, manomaya, vijnanamaya, anandamaya, these are the 5 koshas. Ekaika antarabhajam bhajati. So each kosha is placed as something which is interior to the earlier kosha. So from here we can see that the Annamaya kosha is the most evident one for all of us. So Annamaya kosha is the beginning kosha, and the one which is inside the Annamaya kosha is the Pranamaya kosha. Interior to that is Manomaya kosha, and within that or beyond that is the Vijnanamaya kosha, and after that is the Anandamaya kosha. So this is how the 5 koshas are placed also. So and these are placed in the order of their subtleness. Annamaya kosha is the grossest one, which is the Panchabhuta, Panchikrita Panchabhuta Karyam, that is the Annamaya kosha, which is available to us for our perception also, that is Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, all that is available for us to experience, perceive in the Annamaya kosha. But beyond the Annamaya kosha, this kind of perception is not possible. It is only, that is why beyond Annamaya kosha, it is called Sukshma Sharira. Sukshma is gross, and by the name itself says that it can't be perceived. So, Anna Prana Manomaya Vijnana Ananda Panchakoshanam Ekaika Antarabhajam Bhajati Vivekat Prakashatam Atma. So by doing the Viveka of the Panchakoshas, a person will get to the direct realization of the Shuddha Atma, which is the Panchakosha Vilakshana Atma. So here, and the Prakashatam Atma. So Prakashata is the direct perception of the Atma Swarupam will be possible upon the Panchakosha Viveka. That's what it says. So now in the commentary, the Acharya says, Namabihi Nirupitanam Etesham Annamayadi Koshanam Vivekat Vivechanat Atma prakashatam aparokshatvam yati prapnoti. So by engaging in this viveka is actually distinguishing one from the other between the panchakoshas, and also distinguishing the atma from the collection of the panchakoshas. And in doing that exercise also, in every kosha, the atma is contrasted with every kosha and shown that the kosha is anatma, whereas the atma alone is the real one's own self. By looking at the earlier known concept of mukhyatma and mithyatma, mukhyatma is the one which is beyond the five koshas, which is shuddha atma, whereas the mithyatma constitutes the five koshas themselves. So the five koshas are not real. They are actually only an appearance because of the maya upadhi or avidya upadhi. And the atman comes to become a samsari only because of the identification with these panchakoshas as oneself. So that's why it is called mithyatma. So whereas the mukhyatma, the real atma, is the pure atma swarupa. So the mithyatma has to be rejected as unreal also, along with the other reasons which are provided by the shastram, and here also the reasons are indicated. So vivekate vivechanate atma prakashatam aparokshatvam yati prapnoti. So by doing this panchakosha viveka, the atman aparoksha jnanam of the atman is achieved. Kim lakshananam koshanam ekaikantara bhajam kim lakshananam koshanam. So what is the lakshanam? What is the nature of these five koshas? For that, the answer is ekaikantara bhajam. Ekasya antare madhye tishtatam. So each one is situated as interior to the earlier one. So madhye tishtatam annamaye pranamayaha pranamaye manomayaha ityadi kramena tishtatam. So this is how it is there placed. So the annamaya kosha is the one which is the outermost covering. So interior to that is the pranamaya kosha, that is the next covering. Beyond that is the covering which is called pranamaya kosha, and after that is beyond the pranamaya is the manomaya kosha, and beyond the manomaya kosha is the vijnanamaya, and then the anandamaya. So these are their placed. So if we have to say that the coverings start from the anandamaya. So anandamaya is the one which is nearest or the closest to the atman. So when we say nearest, closest and all that, we should not take it that it is a physical nearness or things like that, because the atman is all pervading. There can't be any nearer or farther from the atman's point of view. But what is meant by this nearest, farther is our understanding or our experience of the atman is beyond all these five koshas. And as we approach the atman by negating each of the koshas, the anandamaya kosha is the one which is closest, and that is the one which is said to be the most subtle and which is the closest to the atman, and that is the one which is the locus of the karana shariram, which is called ajnanam, and that is the locus of the ahankara tattva, also ego also, and that is the first one which arises. So when Sri Ramana Maharshi explains, he says the moment you wake up, the first one to emerge is the ahankara, that is the anandamaya kosha. So he doesn't name it as a kosha, but he says this is the ego. The ego is the one which first arises, and it is not experienced in the deep sleep state. So he gives that as a reason to show that that also is a reason to show that the ego or the anatman is actually unreal, and the Shuddha Atman, which never ceases to be alone, is real. So here in this shloka, this much alone is stated, that the koshas are placed in this way. And the prayojanam of the viveka is the aparoksha jnanam of the Shuddha Atma. So moving to the next shloka, idanim panchakoshanam swarupa darshana purvakam anatmatvam sadhayati. So now the swarupa darshanam of, that is the swarupa lakshanam of each and every kosha is being now stated, it's demonstrated, and the reasoning why each kosha is anatma, distinct from the atma. Tatra pratamam annamaya koshasya swarupamaha. Vapuridam annamayakyaha koshaha Natma Jado Ghataprayaha Pravitpattehe Paschat Tadabhavasyapi Drishyamanatvat. So here it is so nicely simply stated here. Vapuhu idam annamaya kyaha. Vapuhu is actually body. This body, which is called Annamaya Kosha, Annamaya, it's named Annamaya by the Shastram. Kosha, this is the Kosha, which is the Annamaya Kosha. Na Atma, that is a claim made. It is not the Atma. So that is the Pratigna. Then the it is why it is so. It is Ghatapraya, Jadaha. It is Jada. One reason is it is Jada. It is inert. Whereas the Atma is sentient. Next one is Ghataprayaha. So it is just like an object. It is objectified like a pot is objectified by us. So just like we objectify a pot or a cloth or whatever object, physical object, the same way the Annamaya Kosha, that is a gross body, is also an object, not different, any different from the pot or cloth. Then Utpatehe Prak Paschat Abhavasyapi Drishyamanatvat. And we also perceive the absence of the Annamaya Kosha, that is the gross body, before it is born, and it ceases to be after it is dead. So this is also in our experience. So here, when the Shastra says this, gives this as a reason, see, it is so beautifully placed in this. The Pramanas are so nicely placed in the Shastra. We accept the Pramanas, Pratyaksha, Anumana, Agama, then Arthapati, Anupalabdhi, and that is the Samyam. That Pramana is also there. So here the Pratyaksha Pramana is given, and that also Pratyaksha is not our own Pratyaksha, because we cannot perceive the absence of our own body before the birth and after the death. So what he means by perception or Pratyaksha Pramana here is we perceive the other bodies. The other bodies are not there before they were born, and they cease to be after they are dead. So this is Pratyaksha to us definitely, but it is not Svatma Pratyaksha. So that also we have to remember. And it's quite logical also, because it is impossible for anyone to perceive his own body's presence and absence, or absence before birth and absence after the death. So here the commentary Acharya says, Vapuhu idam annamayakyaha koshaha idam shariram annamaya nama koshaha. So this is the kosha named Annamaya. Ayam kosha. Kosha is actually a covering. Ayam koshaha atma na bhavati. This kosha, this Annamaya kosha cannot be the atma. Jadatvat janyatvacha iti anumanamaha. So the two anumanams, two inferences given here, Brahmanam given here is because it is jadam and because it is seen to be something which is born. So Atma is not jadam, Atma is sentient, and Atma is never ever born also. So that these are the two reasons that distinguish the Annamaya Kosha from the Atma, or the Atma from the Annamaya Kosha. Vapuriti. Vapuhu idam Annamayam cha Gatasadrishaha yatha Gataha Jado Janyascha iti. So just like a pot is inert, and also a pot is something which is produced. It comes into being. It is not existing always. So before the making of the pot was not there. There was the Pragabhava of the pot was there, and then after the pot is destroyed, it ceases to be. The Prathvamsa Abhava also of the pot is there. So Yatha Ghataha Jadaha Janyascha iti. And Atra Uttarardhena Yuktirapi Pradarsyate. So the Anumanam was mentioned there, and the Yukti is now stated in the second line. Utpattehe Prat Paschatcha Vidvamsa Anantaramapi Tadabhavasyapi Tasya Avidyamanattvasya Drishyatvat Anubhuyamanatvat Tasmat Atma Tasmat Atma etate Vilakshanaha Tadrishhtehe itarthaha. So I'm finding it difficult to read this scan, because the scan is very, very poor. So it can be easily read, because so many letters are all very smudged and all that. So we have to make a lot of anumanam also here, arthapati and all that here while reading this. So here the yukti that is mentioned here is utpattehe prag praschatcha. Before uppatti, before the body comes into existence, it was not there. It is seen to be non-existent. Then vidvamsa anantaramapi. After it is destroyed also, tadabhavasyapi tasya avidyamanattvasya. So it is seen to be non-existent. Drishyatvat. So this is quite patent to all of us. So drishyatvat anubhuyamanatva. So we really experience the absence of the body before birth and after the death also. So tasmat atma etate vilakshanaha tat drashta ityarthaha. So this atma is distinct from this, and one more important attribute he is giving, and also it's also a reasoning also. So the atma is always a drashta, whereas the jada annamaya shariram is annamaya kosha is like a ghata, it is drishya. So atma is the drashta, in the sense atma is the one which is prakashaka, which is it is the one which is the subject, whereas the object is the gross body. So the atma is the subject and the object is the gross body. The subject is always the sentient entity, whereas the object is a jada entity. So this is the yukti purasara annamaya kosha nirupanam. Anatmatvam of the annamaya kosha has been stated here. Idanim pranamaya koshasya swarupadarshana purvakam anatmatvam sadheti. So now the pranamaya kosha is taken up, and it is established that it is not the atma. Koshaha pranamayoyam vayu vishesho vapuhu vapushi avachinnaha asya katham atmata syat kshut trishnabhyam upeyushaha idam. So here the attributes of the pranamaya kosha are being given here. Koshaha pranamayoyam, this pranamaya kosha vayu visheshaha. So it is actually a form of vayu, air. So it is admitted that the air that is experienced outside, or the air that is always spread always outside, inside the body it is called vayu or prana. So the vayu outside is called prana inside. So pranamayoyam vayu visheshaha vapushi avachinnaha. So this vayu is actually all pervading. It is not possible to hold it anywhere. But then here, in this case, this vayu alone, in the form of prana, is held, or it is constricted inside the annamaya, that is the body. So, in fact, in the Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter, Arjuna tells that the controlling of the mind is so difficult. It is as difficult as holding the air in your palm. So he gives that example here and there. But here, the vayu is in the form of prana is held within our body. It is there in the body, inside the body. So vayu vapushi avachinnaha. It is restricted or constricted inside the body. Asya katham atmata asyad. How can this be atma? In the sense, if something which is parichinnam, which is restricted, it can't be atma, because atma is aparichinnam. So asya katham atmata asyad. Then another reason that is given in the shloka is kshut trishnabhyam upeyushaha pedam. So kshut is actually hunger. Trishna is thirst. So the Shastra holds that hunger and thirst are the properties of the pranamaya kosha. So it is for the pranamaya. This kshut and trishna is for the pranamaya. In fact, in the Chandogya Upanishad, in the 6th chapter, Shvetaketsu is subjected to an experiment. So the father says, before he starts the experiment, he tells him that for 15 days you should not eat anything, but you should never stop drinking water. If you stop drinking water, you will die. So, but without food you can remain for 15 days, but not without drinking water. So he says that. So there it is shown that the water is the one which sustains prana, and if water is not sufficiently given, prana will cease to be in the body. So that is that is what we know from the Upanishad there. So here, asya katham atmata asyad kshutrashnabhyam upeyushaha pidam. So this pida is the affliction of hunger and thirst. So the Pranamaya Kosha is one which is afflicted with the pain of the hunger and thirst. How can this be Atma? So Atma is never ever afflicted by anything. So it is beyond any afflictions at all. So how can that be the Atma? How can the Pranamaya Kosha be the Atma? In the commentary, Koshaha Pranamayaha iti. Pranamayaha Pranavikaraha. Pranamaya means mayat. The word, the suffix mayat is used here. Annamaya, Pranamaya and all that. That suffix mayat is still there. Suffix is the one which is there appearing at the end of the word. So mayat. So there is a distinction between whether it is mayat can be used as a vikarartha or in the prachurya. Prachurya is immense. If it is immensely there, then it's called prachurya-artha. Like for example, it is all fully raktamayam. So raktamayam means it is all prachuryam of rakta there. It is not vikara of rakta. But here, in this case, it is prana vikara. It is a vikara of prana. It is a transformation of prana, not abundance of prana. So that is the idea here of the mayat. So the word, the suffix mayat is used in the sense of vikara and not abundance, transformation here. So vayu visheshaha vapushi avachinnaha annamaya koshantargataha. So it is restricted or placed inside the body, inside the gross body. And annamaya kosha antargataha. It is within the body. Pranamaya nama koshaha bhavati. So this kosha is called pranamaya. It is named pranamaya by the Shastra. Asya pranamaya koshasya katam atmata syat. How can this pranamaya kosha be the Atma? Atma na sambhavati ityataha. It can't be the Atma at all. Kutaha na sambhavati ityataha. Why can't it be the Atma? For that the reasoning is given. Chut trishna tribhyam chut tribhya ashana vipasa abhyam. So chut is ashana, that is the eating or hunger. Actually, ashana is eating. Then chut is the cause for eating. Chut trishna tribhyam. So pipasa is the thirst. So patum icha pipasa, and then ashana is ashitum icha ashanaya. So that is the word used in the Upanishad also. Ashanaya is ashitum icha. That is the desire to eat something, the desire to drink something. So that is called eating. Desire to eat something is called ashanaya, and desire to drink is the pipasa. Thirst is called pipasa. Pidam upayushaha. Then upayushaha means it is afflicted. So vikalatam prapnutaha. So it is afflicted by this hunger and thirst. And incidentally, this hunger and thirst, and after that we have also seen the birth and death of the body. So we have come across the expression shad urmayaha, 6 waves. Urmi is wave. So 6 waves are there. The 6 waves are divided into 3 pairs. So one pair is jara mrityu, another pair is called ashanaya pipasa, that is kshut and trishna, and then the third pair is sukha and dukkha. So the first pair, that is jara and mrityu. Jara is actually old age, mrityu is death. So these two are there for the annamaya kosha, gross body. Then this ashana and pipasa, that is the kshut and trishna for the pranamaya kosha, and the sukha and dukkha for the manomaya kosha. So these 3 pairs of afflictions, totally called as shad urmayaha, this will be there for every living being. So as long as a jiva, or as long as a embodiment is there, these 6 afflictions will be there. They can't be avoided. So the only way of avoiding or transcending them is to cease to be a living being, that is becoming liberated from this avidya or avidya karyam. So this is the idea. So here these two, Kshut and Trishna, these are given as the reasons as to why this pranamaya kosha can't be the idanim, the next sloka, idanim manomaya kosha syapi anatmata sadheti. So in the next sloka, the manomaya kosha is taken up for analysis and concluding that it can't be the atma. Kurute ahantam gehado yaha karoti mamatam cha ragadvesha videyo na aso atma manomayaha koshaha. So kurute vapushi ahantam. So that feeling of I-ness, that is the ahanta, ahankara, ahanta, gehadau yaha karoti mamatam cha. So the ahanta with regard to the body and mamata with regard to the outside things. Mamata is with regard to the outside things, that is outside the panchakoshas, outside the body, whereas ahankara will be with respect to the panchakoshas themselves. So ragadvesha videyaha and the manas or the antakaranam or the manomaya kosha is the seat of raga and dvesha. Ragadvesha videyaha na asau atma manomayaha koshaha. So this can't be the, this manomaya kosha can't be the atma. So kurute karoti vapushi ahantam sharire ahamiti abhimanam atha dehadau grihadishu grihadi vishayeshu mamata. So mama ete grihadayaha vishayaha iti grihadayaha vishayaha iti abhimanaha yaha manomayaha koshaha. So this manomaya kosha is a seat where the I-ness and mindness. So I-ness is called ahanta, mindness is called mamata. So the I-ness is with regard to the body and the mamata, that is a mind, with regard to the objects, persons, etc. outside the body. So here this is the way it is. So mamata is with regard to the grihadayaha. Grihadayaha is with regard to the property, house, estate, and pet animals and things like that, and the other cattle and all that which are considered to be wealth also, and the other people, that is the kith and kin, one's own extended family or the closest family like wife or spouse and children and all that. All these are coming under outside the body, outside oneself. So here, incidentally, this mamata, the object of mamata is called gaunatma. So we have now seen the three types of atma. Mukhyatma is the shuddha atma, mithyatma is the panchakoshas themselves, and the gaunatma is the all that which is called mind, where we have the relationship as they belong to me, or he or she belongs to me, or this or that belongs to me. So that is called the gaunatma. So in the gaunatma, the characteristic is that the person who has that kind of an attachment also knows that they don't constitute his real being. That is, he also very well knows that they are outside his body mind complex. But still, the attachment is so much that is called gaunatma. And there, that word gauna is because of the word guna there. Guna means it is secondary. So the example given is like simho manavakaha. So when we say a boy who is very, very sharp in his reasoning or very strong in his particular faculty, subject and all that, we call him simha. So he is a simha in maths or simha in oratory or whatever. So we know that the boy is not really a simha, but still the shauryam and all that which is there found in the simha are found in this boy also in these respects. So even though we know very well that he is not simha, we use that word just to denote certain aspects. So that's why it's called gauna. It is not mukhya. It is not mukhya simha. It is only gauna simha. Gauna simhatvam is there, not mukhya simhatvam. So that's how this gaunatma gets the word gauna. Yeah. So it is not mukhyatma. It is only gauna. Pratah alone it is. Anyway, here kim lakshanaha manomayaha ragadvesha videyaha. So what is the lakshanam of this manomaya kosha? It is endowed with this raga and dvesha. Ragadvesha vidhiyete yena asau ragadvesha videyaha. So so these two, raga and dvesha, are given accommodation. This accommodates raga and dvesha. So raga dvesha. So this raga dvesha dharmi ityartha. So raga and dvesha are dharma. Dharma is property, and the one which has the property is called dharmi. So dharma is property, and the one who has the dharma is called dharmi. So manomaya kosha or manas is the dharmi of the dharma called raga and dvesha. Aso manomayaha koshaha atma na bhavati ragadveshadi hetutvad ityartha. So this manomaya kosha can't be the atma, because it is endowed with raga and dvesha. Then adi padam is also there. Raga, dvesha, adi from adi, etc. We can include all the other emotions and type of vrittis and all that. So we can recall the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad statement: Kamas, Sankalpo, Vichikitsa, Shraddha, Ashraddha, Dhritihi, Adhritihi, Dhir, Bhir, Yetat Sarvam, Maniyeva. So I would have left out some things there, certain things, some particular words there. So all these things are called manas only by the Upanishad. That is, it includes fairly quite a big list it is, but it is not exhaustive again. So many other things also can be added to that. So doubt, shraddha, that is faith, ashraddha, the opposite of it, then firmness, and then the feeling of shame and the feeling of fear. All these things are included in the manas only. So here we can end this session here. Shri Guru Charana Dvandvam Vandeham Matita Dussahadvandvam Bhranti Grahopashantim Pamsumayam Yasyat Achita Matanute Shastram Sharira Mimamsa Devastu Parameshwaraha Acharya Shankaracharya Santume Janma Janmani Vidyadine Sampannam Vitaragam Virekinam Vande Vedanta Tattvajnam Vidushekara Bharati.